Oh, okay.
There we are. Hi, everybody. I was just laughing. I was just laughing as we came in because my mouse, I needed to be charged, and I knew it last night and I forgot. So I'm running around my house trying to find like a mouse that I can plug in. I'm going to try not to push any buttons, but this is my
Very
teenagers.
fancy. Very fancy.
Yeah.
I have mice in my house down in Kent, and I should
Mhm.
probably charge them for being inhabitants because they eat junk out of the they eat all my food if I'm not careful.
A different kind.
Different kind, yes.
Yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome. We are here to discuss the 111 portal, the 111. And it's kind of fun because we've always done double dates, and this is our first triple.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody knows Aley from Heart and Soul Connected. If there's anybody here who hasn't met Aley, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. I'm Aley. I've been on for about 3 years, and I work with some medium psychics. JJ and I have a show. I have shows with others, and going to start a film. Actually, going to start a film series as well. So I kind of just go with the flow. Thank
That's
you, JJ.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool. So would they be able to find that here on YouTube?
they'll be able to find Heart and Soul Connected on YouTube, and the show name, which it's going to be just a little while, probably the end of the month, will be called Real REEL Real Talk, and we're going to talk about different.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. If you guys might notice, Aley has a different background today.
Yes, I'm up in my RV,
chasing the internet, the Wi-Fi.
When I end up on the North Pole, you know that there's no more. There's no more. Uh-oh, where's JJ? Oh, no. I think she got knocked off. She'll be back. She'll be back. It's great to see some of you here. I see you, Debbie Freebird Spirit. I see Annie Bear, Willow Love, Paisley, Martha Bean, Book Bewitched. Who else is here? Let's see. Viviani's here. Sonia's here. I saw Richie earlier. Yep.
I'm not going to touch the mouse.
That's okay. I just said hi to people, so that I was just. It's. JJ, this is the best. Laughter is the best
where did
medicine.
I go?
I know. Laughter's the best medicine. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome to everybody. Oh, Freebird Spirit's here too.
Yeah. Hi,
yeah.
Greg. Yeah. Teresa.
I am charging my other mouse right now. Yeah, this one's very touchy. So, concerning the 111 portal, do you want to come up with what you came up with?
Well, it was very interesting because it really wasn't on JJ and my radar, as she said. We usually only do the double-digit days, but we were ready to leave, and we said, "Oh, we'll come back on 2/2," and then we realized, somebody said, "What about 111?" I think it was Annie or somebody in the chat. So we said, "Why not? Why not come back?" And it is a beautiful manifesting day. It's a very much an angel number day. And I'm seeing some people saying in the chat that something shifted. I hope it shifts for the better, because I believe things are really, really tough for all of us right now. Just the energies, just integrating the 5D energies and so on. So I was attracted to pull some cards because I got a new deck on trees. And but it's like they give you the tree maple,
Oh,
doesn't tell me anything else. So I'm going to use my Gaia, because I still feel like that. And JJ can tell you about her wonderful oneness illumination that she came up with.
Yeah,
which was perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, yes. And it goes perfect with my background today with the liquid and the ripples. But Tutah when I was checking in with what this this day and this energy is all about, it said dipping ourselves into the current of oneness. And then Allie's like, well, it is 111. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we'll be doing, Tutah and I will be doing a little bit of tapping into just a little thing about tapping into our oneness. And it wasn't oneness with, I always think that with oneness, it's between humans. And this oneness is not just the collective, it's the oneness of everything. It's almost like the oneness of the galaxy, the earth, and everything in between. So I'm really curious to see what they say about that.
Well, I love that you brought up the oneness and the idea of tapping in, and the ripple effect. And your picture below us is like, you couldn't have made that up. It's like, and that's the most important part about being in the oneness, is that it does ripple out. It ripples out. We're one with animals. We're one with nature. We're one with the angels. Excuse me, all of that. But we ripple out. So we want to make sure we ripple good.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to not scroll too much because of my teenager's mouse that I'm using, and I don't want to
no control today.
Yeah. I will do my best.
You always do. Yeah.
Warrior Girl says today is a double 11. It's a portal doorway. Yeah, that's what, when I researched it, it was a doorway.
It is a doorway.
Yeah.
Will you take the challenge and step through it?
Yeah. For new beginnings, is what the internet told me.
Yeah. And we know they know everything, don't they?
They know everything. It must be true. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Freebird Spirit. Debbie says, I feel like I've moved and everything is not familiar and I'm trying to find my new space. Yeah. Almost like, when I was younger, I always was like, what happens if I lose my vision? And so when I was younger, I would just close my eyes and figure out how to get around my house. And that is almost like what's going on. Like, we're
stumbling around.
What drawers are the spoons in? Like, I don't remember. And we're stumbling around as if, we couldn't see.
Well, not only do I feel like I'm in a different space, but I physically am in a different space. So it's like, I'm living it, and it's okay. I'm going with it, but it's kind of rocky, especially when the man has been up here over a year by himself. The cleaning. Oh my God.
Yeah. Allie's in her RV trying just so she can be here with all of us. Let me see.
Some people are thinking it's a time shift. Valerie Illumination Portal said it's the doorway to the inside of you.
That's the one I was looking for. Yeah. And I really agree. I agree, because I almost feel like the oneness isn't outside of us. It's like it's inside of us.
So right. It is
inside of a tree. It's just like there's a lot of good stuff on the outside of the tree, but it's just like the heart of the tree, the heart of ourselves, is I think what we're going to be talking about today. Annie Bear says, I feel ancestors yelling out at times and I must choose peace. This is not easy.
No, it's not, Annie, but we're all going through it, honey. And so we can take a comfort in the fact of that oneness. At least we are walking individually, but we're never alone. We're always together. So, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Cheryl was saying being on native land is a right. And I really like what Tutah said the other day is between the connection with our connection with the spirit world and people who have stepped out of the physical. They were saying to bow our heads in reverence, and we're doing a co-creation with them. And before we connect, to just honor and respect that connection. And instead of just being like, well, let me ask them. And it's almost like, together we say,
Right.
and together
Correct.
we are feeling.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same way with what is underneath our feet. It is so nice to take a moment and just say, I'm just really grateful that each step that I take, that I'm supported by this, this beautiful land.
Yeah.
And it's almost like
Really,
you can do that with anything,
you can. And of
Yeah.
course, all the United States is native land. It's, we just happen to squander it. And I have a little bit of, not anger, but restlessness about that whole idea. So now if you can't take the rest of it, you can't have that. That's theirs. And that, yet they don't own the land. That's the way they believe, that we do not belong to the land. We do not belong to the land. The land belongs to the other way around. The land does not belong to us. We belong to the land. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're like these little ants. We're like the little ants on Gaia. Yeah,
Yeah,
Annie Bear
absolutely.
has the anger.
Oh,
And some other people are talking about how they also feel like their guides and spirit are yelling.
yeah,
So if
yeah,
that's how you guys are feeling, that's
yeah. It's wake up, people, wake up. Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Cheryl, they're burning churches. Oh, where is that? Where are you, Cheryl? Are you in the United States? Oh my
Up here,
goodness.
they're burning churches. I don't
Oh,
support it as a method and take it to the international court.
wow.
People, Annie Bear says people cherry pick beliefs like they're on a spiritual vacation.
There you go. Oh, in
Yeah,
Alberta. Okay, thanks, Cheryl.
yeah,
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's
yeah.
awful.
Hi,
Oh, you saw
Craig.
an eagle, Annie. Well, there's a message for you. There's a beautiful message.
Yeah, Teresa, that's really neat. Anger is
Huh?
acknowledgement of how things went in the wrong direction. It isn't wrong to have any emotion, but wow,
Sure.
that's a really interesting way to think about that. Thank
It,
you.
it really isn't. It's, how they even say sometimes righteous anger, which is, a juxtaposition of two different, how could anger be righteous? But at the same time, it doesn't mean like fire and brimstone righteousness. There's a reason behind it. We are not entitled to anything. We
Mm.
um materially, we have to continuously earn what it is that we have. Entitlement is not the right word. We are gifted with everything to make our lives better, and we can use that as a gift, or we can say, you got to give it to me. And that's what I'm talking about. Nobody has to give anybody anything, and yet there's enough for everyone. So
Yeah, I've been listening to this podcast and it's called A Little Bit Culty, and it
oh,
talks about cults. And the two people that run it were in the Nexium
mm,
situation, and they have other people come on and talk about different cults, and they were talking about like human nature, and
yeah,
because the guest that they had on was talking about how they really love like a community, like they grew up eating with like 40 people,
right,
and there's parts of it that they just loved, like the
sure,
community,
yeah.
and the help and the support, and she's been looking for that in places, but it always turns into like a power grab where one
It's
person
always
feels,
about power. Yeah,
yeah, one
it
person
is.
more important than another person.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's why we see so many people, and I'm only just going to say in the political arena, either side doesn't matter. Same, this cultish behavior and repetition over and over and over and over again. If somebody has a mind that wants to have community that way, they're going
yeah,
to resonate with that very much. Yeah. Yep.
yeah. Yeah, and then of course there's always the side of we're all here. We're all here if you believe in like reincarnation and whatnot. I
Uh-huh.
mean, there's the view that people have where we're here working our own stuff out. So it's like, yeah,
This
human.
is a complicated place to choose to
So
incarnate. It really,
complicated.
really is. Yes.
Aloha, Eliza.
Aloha.
How is the weather? I heard that
Yeah,
let us know how you're doing.
that's right. Okay. Oh, it's so wonderful to be here with you all this morning. An
Yeah,
extra special time with JJ and the crew.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And Sherry, thank you for saying that. She says if we reallocated wealth, we could eradicate hunger, homelessness. We could all have healthcare, education. Yeah, yeah. There's this really. I like listening to. Speaking of the oneness, Michael Tellinger. He's
Mhm.
a. If you haven't heard about him, he's a really neat individual. He lives in Africa, and he has this stone museum with all of these things that he's found out in nature, as far as
Mhm.
like fossilized bones of
Oh,
giants. Yeah,
wow.
it's really
Okay.
cool. Certain
He's on
tools.
YouTube. Is he on YouTube?
I'm sure he's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Actually, that's where I watch it. Yeah, he's on YouTube.
Okay.
Michael Tillinger. Um,
I just
but
pulled this New Beginnings, and
yeah,
look at that
that's a
portal.
great. And that's the doorway. Yeah.
It's a
Yay.
portal door. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all right. But he talks about I'm gonna forget what he taught, like how to word it, but it's okay. So he has a way of saying it that I'm not gonna remember right now, but it was all about how he's starting these communities of
Uh-huh.
probably how it used to be, where it's just like I know it's like if you have a village that's grows a lot of vegetables, then you just barter
Mhm.
with the next one, that sort
Correct.
of thing.
Like
Yeah.
they make the pots, and these people make
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, yeah.
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 So
Mhm.
he's on a mission with that and trying to, get them established and so people can
Mhm.
see that it does work.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so
That's fabulous.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have it like right on the tip of my tongue and I can't. Blah, blah, blah. But Michael Tellinger, if you search him out, you'll see because that's his baby is these communities.
Yeah.
But let's get into the 111. I love that you pulled that card. Does it come with a
Yeah.
message too for like the day?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
could
like it's more
probably.
than a day.
Yeah, I mean, certainly three ones, like three chances to get it right. No, we have more than that, but let's see what it says.
Yeah, third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. Um, I wanted to tell Sonia that I did start watching Dan Levy's Good Grief movie last night, and it's fabulous.
Oh, is
And
it?
yes, it's very, very good. It's surrounded by Christmas theme, but it came out at Christmas. But it doesn't matter because the message is really, really good.
Okay.
So let's see. It says it's a brand new chapter in our lives. We've already noticed challenges or breakdowns, both at work and in other situations. We're at a turning point in our lives. Certain factors need to leave before the good stuff. And we've been hearing that before
Yeah.
the good stuff. It's the tower moment. We're enduring it for quite a while because, as you know, it's breaking itself down, but it's got to in order to make room to build something new. It's been a long, hard slog, but there's a glimmer of hope. Oh, and glimmers. Have you heard of glimmers?
Well,
You
yeah, Tarot Stash was talking about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Instead of finding something, glimmers are just finding the good
Opposite.
in everything.
Yeah, the
Right.
opposite of triggers is how he
Opposites of
explained it.
triggers. That's right.
Yeah.
Um, we have a second chance. It says to throw our caution to the wind and trust the great mystery. And that's what living on the planet is a great mystery. So, yeah, I love it. And I love that it's a portal. And I love that I would step through that portal. I don't know about you,
Oh,
but
I
I would.
definitely I would wanna live
Yeah.
I would just wanna live in that one.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it is, Valerie. It's a long, slow motion tower moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I almost wanna say the thing that Michael Tellinger does is Ubuntu or something. It's like one village, I think.
Oh,
Um,
I've heard of Ubuntu. Okay.
yeah. Okay. So with that, they do love that you brought up great mystery.
Okay.
Um, I'm just gonna do a little thing and then we'll see
You go
where,
right ahead. You go right
yeah,
ahead.
today goes. So with the new people that came in, Tutah was talking about today being dipping ourselves into the current of oneness. Let's see how we together can be of service. Papa kuka mashe tia tia no shewa. Yatita mako shema tia. They are talking about how all of us are like on this precipice or right by the door. We each have like the door that we're going to be going through. Ako nako ka ashe akya ashe kana ishtita makuiti anuita pamaku ishimawa. And they're saying that it is the time to go. Titanoshtita, to take the steps to go through the door. Makotita, to take flight. Ako esheka mta. And they are talking about the importance of this time. Tutomo papa kuna tonoshtita in our evolution. Kyatyama kushe ana ku ishema wa ishewa. Anita mapaku ashe una tia. Patuti, they are talking about pakumatanoштита, our channel, our spine, the hollow bone, as Annie loves to call it. Pakuiti katmakoka yetita ashe kyatanoштита. They're talking about I have a rain stick, and the rain stick is made out of this beautiful I'll go get it.
Oh, I
So
love
this
them.
is my rain stick. So it's made out of this wood, and then they close up the top and the bottom. But to make the noise, there's all of these little pieces. There's like these things poking in it. So it will make the noise when whatever's inside passes by. And they're talking about how that has worked for some of us in our hollow bone, in our connection. Tatu kama shewa, with the oneness. Patu kama shtita kutita. And it's nice when those little things poke out to catch whatever's coming through, because it's almost as if it catches it and we're alerted to it. But they're saying that tato tama with the evolution, and for the ones who have caught the messages, which actually they're saying everyone, kupa shema, aye, tita. They're like, we've built our sacred fires. They're showing me these sacred fires that we have individually lit. Aku she kukita naka she mashewa ye tita, and we've done the work. Paku ano eshema kotita, whether we're aware or unaware. Kietito no mashe wakuka. And so they would like for us to retract. Kushe. And they like the idea of retracting the little things sticking out in our connection. Because if we retract them, if you wanted to bring them out a little bit, or it's adjustable. Kutita. Ashtatana kyama shewa. So with love, yatitu kama papakunopa shewa. Just taking this moment to imagine inside of us. And you can imagine it anyway, coming from the earth up. Some people have it horizontal. Some people have both. Atitonoshtita. You don't even have to think about that at all. It's just imagine that we're retracting the things that that might interrupt the current. Yatitamashtita, and they're actually saying when things are removed from the current, titamoku shemayewa, it might feel as if the current's a little too fast, but that will settle. Just like how there's things in the rivers that are taken out, whether it's logs or rocks or boulders or dams, it eventually settles. Pakotita, Yanuka, Tita tuitama shemakya. So just doing a little, we're going to do a little energy work here. Ya tita for our connection with this current. Yewa, we are the current. Ashe kuna. Makya, makuki, tasheka, yetita. Pasheka yetita. Mashe, uita, yetita. In this heart space of ours. Yeta, just take a breath and allow. Pukishe, kya, nashe. Good. Breathing through that heart space like Richie taught us. Makukita, makuki, kakayetita, kayetita, mashewa, asking them to retract. Ushe, ukayeti, mashe, kawashe, with grace and ease. Yatamashe, ukayeti, taukai pau. And just sitting with that and just seeing if anything still needs to be adjusted. Allowing this flow, kuti, to come in, to go out. See how your flow is. Feeling, seeing, smelling, colors, music, whatever it is that you're experiencing. And we are here as individuals, but we also are co-creators. And that brings me into the heart space. Pakunashe, Yana, Yeta, Shewa. Our people are rubbing the middle back and just saying it's okay. There was heartbreak. Once upon a time there was. Yetita, currently there can be. Yetanaka ishimawa. Yetana shima pa yeti. Yatita. And they're like, it's okay, we can dip our toes in this current. Ya shewa nuita. We can dip our hands in. Kuitita. We can add our tears too. Ashe kunaka. So just seeing if it's the best for us at this time. Seeing the current and the heart co-creating. Pashe, washe, paukai. Breathing. Paukai, taukai, tashe. Mashe, feeling those ripples, not only the current within kutita, but how pushemapa washewa, the things we do also ripple out. Uka ntata shewa nuka shewa aye tita, and seeing it ripple out further around our perimeter. and being aware of the perimeter all around us, ushe, ushe, and seeing that horizon far away and still seeing the ripples going. Ushe, and that brings me to the neck area. Kutitanaka, ushewa, ushewa, ushewa. Aye, tita. Aye, tita. Yes, our voices carry. Makuka, makuka. You thought no one was listening. Kiata, kiata. Ashewa, nui, pa. Apa, apa, yetita, mashewa, releasing anything in the neck that we're aware or unaware of, that we would give permission to go ahead and release into this oneness. Katita, katita, yanui, yanui, ashe makayewa. And breathing. And you might find that as we continue this, there may be some places that come up and just say, hey, what about me? Like the throat and the heart. We might find some things in the feet, like maybe, patukama, you do the same thing. You just say, if it's for my best and highest good, let's connect to this current of the oneness. Yakuka, yakuka, yakuka. Ye namashewa. How interesting to think of ourselves as these liquid beings. And they say that is what we're doing today.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So a couple of things came through for me. One of them was as Tutah was working through adjusting the chakra areas and the heart center and so on, I could see a beam of light coming up. And I've never had this happen before. It got to about between the third eye and the crown. And it's like one of those searchlights. And they're just, it's like their light is going out this way and that way and that way and this way. And it's searching and searching for those who need to find who they are and where they need to be. And it's like, yes, you have stepped through the portal of ascension, but there are much more. There's many more portals for us to step through. There's many more new beginnings, because one portal is, leads to another. And that's what I was hearing in my voice, that song, one thing leads to another.
Yeah.
I got that over and over again. But this searchlight thing was really cool. It was like, there's a sale over here.
I love that, because we can find where people can find us. I kind of feel like Tutah and I say this all the time, is this a safe timeline to be our true authentic selves? Because I could understand how in this lifetime or other lifetimes, if we're not in a place that feels supported and somewhat safe, then we hide pieces of ourselves. But to blast that light, that searchlight, it's like not only things that we're searching for, but if you think of the lighthouse, it's like, hey, I'm over here.
Right.
And calling in those things that our heart and our whole body just really wants to have come into our lives.
Yeah. It was a very awesome feeling. And you're right. Whoever needs, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so that's why we see people at different levels of growth, finding who they need at the time and integrating the information. And of course, realizing that they too have the power. It isn't we've got our own individual power, our own individual path, and yet we can share with others, and everybody's, it's just as beautiful as ours.
Let's see what people were saying. Please be authentic, because all of our quirks and cracks, flaws, are what the divine light shines out that heals others. And ourselves. Soul wounds make us feel like it's not safe to be our true selves, but now is the time. We are needing to be our true selves. Thank you, everybody.
It used to be an age thing, I think. It used to be, well, when you're a teenager, you go with whatever they're doing, and you don't want to be against what the crowd is doing, because then you'll be ostracized. And then it got to the point where you're an adult and you're in the work world, and you got to be careful of what other people think. And then by the time you get to be my age, it's like, screw it. I am who I am. But now I don't think that's the case. I think it's everyone can do that. It's like, we are all empowered. We don't have to wait. The time is now.
Yeah. And again, that does bring, it does bring up constriction in certain parts of like, well, I don't know, like, will they hear me? Will they see me?
Yeah. Right.
And what I really love about the ripples is what, Tutah has explained to me, and also some of my friends here in the community, is that, like, my light language can, even if I'm just sitting like outside or inside my house without being on YouTube or whatever, me, really tapping into that and letting this co-creation happen, is that the ripples go really far. And so it's not like we all need to go out there and,
shine our light.
I always feel like it's something bigger than what I have to do, or want to do or need to do. I'm always like, I do feel like I have like this hero complex where it's like, I must save the world today. And spirit constantly tells me through other people, is like, this is for you, you ding dong. So
as above, so below. I think that all of us feel, and it's okay to feel this way, that we have some sort of a mission, and that if we're not doing more, then we're not going to get that mission accomplished. But as I've said before, you can be a person that just sends out beautiful light to those around you, holding the light for others as a light worker. There's nothing wrong with small acts. Those are just as important as the huge ones.
Yeah. And speaking of light, always brings me to the shadow work, and I super love the shadow work. I love
I do too.
Whether the light is dim or the fire needs to be sparked, I do. It doesn't feel comfortable all the time, but I love that.
Well, it reminds us that we're human, and that we always have something we can work on as well.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yep. And Annie Bear says, I can do small acts.
We all can, Annie. Yeah.
Annie Bear, do you feel that way too? Because I see you said, right? Like, I'm like, I must. Oh, I can scroll. Okay, I can scroll without touching too many buttons on this mouse.
Okay. I take it.
Just to see if I missed anything.
Yeah.
Teresa says, our wounds shine. Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
Rossi says, let your freak out. Spirit says, fly your flag. Yeah.
Feeding birds is an honor of love.
I'm so happy that we have one another, because we really can be our true authentic selves here.
Yes, that's very true. Very true. And we're connected. I mean, the best thing is like a chain. It's a chain in the sky, but it's almost like a chain around the globe as well. And it's constantly moving. And there's always somebody awake and alive and working with the light while others rest and work in that arena. And so we've always got reinforcements. We've got
I love that. The reinforcements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I love that. I also love thinking about the grid. Like, if there is this grid, I learned about this in some the light body, Awaken Your Light Body course that I took. And it was connecting to the grid, and just seeing like certain parts of your timeline connecting to the grid. It was like this really cool work that we did. But I love that when we tap into it and do that light you were talking about, it's like shining it on the grid and just kind of lighting it up.
And there's that watery thing again, because it's like that. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, Yeah.
It's really,
I could
yeah.
think about a million things right now.
I know, I get
Yeah.
it. Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, how beautiful if we all, you know, and again, whether our light is different than somebody else's light, maybe it's a different color, maybe it's a different, wattage. Yeah,
Yeah.
it all means something, like what you said with reinforcements. If your light feels super bright today, shine it.
Shiny.
And
That's right.
if you need to
If
take
you're
a rest,
dimmed, then just pull from somebody else. See, can I borrow
yeah,
some of that today? Yeah, I
yeah,
get it. Yeah. I'm reminded that if we travel somewhere that we've never been on a vacation or whatever, and we get there at night, there's something magical about to me anyway, there's something magical about the place because you can't see it completely.
yeah,
And in the morning you wake up, it looks like a totally different place. But
yeah,
that magic that happens between the time you got there and the time you get up in the morning is that in between place. It's like the dream state. And it's just so, especially if there's like little twinkling lights and other
yeah,
things, or the moon is bright. If we can stay in that in between and realize that, things are muted at sometimes, and sometimes it's stark reality, but there is always going to be a shift. If you don't like
yeah.
it, it's going to change. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. That reminds me of, like, when I go to national parks or Sedona, and it's
Yeah.
like it's quite a drive or traveling to get there, and it's like and
Mhm.
then the next day, you can really, like, appreciate it in a different light.
You
Um,
can. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful either way.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Hmm.
Oh, Willow, that sounds beautiful. Willow says, "I love driving to the beach at night, sleeping for a bit in the car, and get on the beach prior to the sun rising. It's so beautiful." Yeah.
Absolutely. There's nothing like it. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Oh, it's snowing, Annie. Oh, don't send me any up here, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna be getting a blizzard here,
Are you? Yeah.
in Idaho. So today after this, I'm gonna go, so I have like this, chicken run for my hens, but there's gonna be some crazy wind and low temperatures. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to figure out how to, wrap parts of it, in plastic so the
Oh,
light
the
can
poor
still get through.
babies. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Yeah.
yeah, I
Wow.
gotta save them. That's my
Yes, of course.
factory, my egg factory.
You're right. Yeah. Got to keep them prodigious. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do have about 15 more minutes, and we have 54 people. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Um, just curious, I know we're talking about the 111 portal as a doorway.
Mhm.
Um, maybe everybody, if you felt, open enough to do this, just put in like this doorway or this portal. What kind of doorway would you like to be stepping into? And then we can hold space for one another. I know the portal that I'm walking into is, I have, in the past, I've had pretty bad coping mechanisms for when my current of spirit or whatnot gets too high.
Oh,
Or if I feel like it's too strong, then I would do things like, I've noticed that eating red meat helps lower it, because I felt like it was way too much for me at the time. Red
mhm.
wine, red meat, all the reds,
Okay.
all the reds, maybe some
Okay.
sugar thrown in there. And so now I'm trying to work, to co-create with it, instead of trying to block it or bring it down. So that's the portal I would like to go through, myself.
Okay. And I love that because I really do think we walk through a big portal, but we have individual portals that we need to, and we always will, because we're just always a work in progress. So for me, my portal that I am trying to manifest is that I can retire. I just want to retire, and I not from YouTube. I want to absolutely just spend my time here, and do the work here. So I get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Secret garden of peace and serenity. Ooh. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, hypnosis. That's cool. Oh,
Let's see.
it goes so fast. I clicked the wrong ones.
I know that happens to me all the time. Yeah, it happens
Yeah,
to me. I love this one. It's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
if you haven't already done it, everybody needs to do it. It's like don't be who other people want you to be who you want to be. And don't be afraid to take care of yourself first. How do we have, if we have a full cup, we have to be able to sift it out and have a drink out of it before everybody else takes it all. Yeah. I think that's beautiful.
These are all really good.
Oh yeah. Very nice. Oh, Willow says pursuing her passions while leaving all past hurts behind. Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
shadow work too. Yeah. That's we hold those hurts and we need to let those hurts go away. Oh, a love partnership. Well, good for you, girl. Good
And now
for
it's
you.
going really fast, so I'm gonna not click so I don't accidentally push
Yeah.
myself out of this.
Yeah.
But I'll
I
read
get
them. Yeah, we can read them.
Yeah.
Trusting the universe.
Mhm.
Um,
More self-confidence.
yeah.
Mhm.
Stepping into a deeper connection.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lori wants to learn I'm not gonna be able to say that,
Jinshin
but
Jitsu. Yeah. Jinshin Jitsu.
use that with animals on the
Oh,
farm.
that's awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
Juanita, that's a wonderful. Juanita's got younger children, so making good memories for her boys.
nice.
Sherry.
Well, these are fantastic.
We are going through an evolution. Look at the suns, and there's 3 of them. Well,
Mm,
and it says here transformation. So
and
we
it looks like
absolutely
there's ripples too.
there are ripples. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's making me think that light and water, well, and that makes sense. That light is fluid is like water is. Light
yeah.
can be fluid. Wow.
Okay.
Oh. There you go. In some ways, Paisley, but also you want to make sure that you are able to do your manifest. Thinking that it has already been created is going to be important. But I agree with you. It's all about perception. So.
Yeah, my mom and I were talking about that just today of visualizing, on the other side of a challenge that you're in. Like, what does that look like? What does it
What is
feel like? Am I standing there? Am I at the end of the tunnel?
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
So the visualization. But yeah,
Absolutely. Radical acceptance. There you go.
yeah.
Oh, Annie, where people use turn signals and commas. I don't know if we're going to. Oh, she must have hit the wrong button again. Valerie, I love it. We are portals, Merkabas. We can direct our portals onto our preferred timelines. We are being guided to keep reaching until we land where we prefer. How beautiful. Well, JJ, you just popped out and popped back in. Look what you can manifest. What a portal you have. Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
not gonna touch the mouse until this is all done.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. Oh. Rossi, grow spiritually, connect with your guides, be able to be of service. Rossi, I want you to know that you already are of service, but if you want to continue and make that service more, that's fine. All of us here are in service. We are all in service to each other, honestly. Yeah. Getting out of your way and using light to serve others. Oh, create love. That's beautiful.
Sacred space, cut ties, only those things that serve me, ready to move to higher ground.
There you go.
Awesome. These are really good.
These are.
Sal says, stepping forward towards spirit and letting go of any remaining hurts that fail to feed abundance. Wow, good wording.
We do get stuck in our patterns, in our thoughts sometimes, and we have to remind ourselves. And it's almost, I remember my dad, he kept forgetting to take his morning pills, and so my brother put up a sticky note on the cabinet that said, remember to remember. And so I think that's good for anything. It's like we are not, we need that reminder that we need to remember who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonia joins us and says, manifesting for my highest good, sharing the love, new love, and the beautiful life we have, traveling and much more, learning more of my gifts to share. Yay.
Awesome. Awesome.
Christine, taking
And
my career path to what I want to do, support
you
growth and human development with energy.
And Valerie, you were already heart-centered and soul-centered. That is part of being of service. You're right. Yeah. Whether you have a channel, you don't have a channel, you have an outside thing that you're doing, or you're a light worker, everybody here is needed. Every single person, all the time. We all are the ones that make the magic. No, there's not just one or two. Yeah. There you go, Teresa. Perfect. Mm-hmm.
Tutah's reminding me, so my husband's been learning a lot about rivers because he wants to go. He loves doing these things that, are adrenaline based, but he also does it in a safe, researched way. And so he's talking. So Tutah's reminding me with a current, because if we retracted the things in our current, so it can flow better. There are some techniques like if it feels like the flow is too strong, and they're like, just imagine yourself like doing a zigzag, going from one side of the stream to the other side of the stream. There are times when to go deep into this current of oneness, or floating on top on an inner tube, like in an inner child kind of way. And the deep stuff is more of like the people who are the deep divers that can hold their breath and look for the pearls. There's all sorts of ways to play around with the current. And even if you don't understand what the current is, or if you're still wondering what it feels like, what you can do is just play with it, like open an investigation. Like, okay, so if I had this current of oneness, and what you do is you just kind of play around, and you, in a way, that's practicing being in the current and visualizing the current.
Right.
Like, what if I put a stick in the current? Like, how far does it go? And just playing around with it to see if that helps the connecting to it more.
So I am reminded of a time when I went tubing on a river, and I loved it. I did it when I was in college, but this time I was an adult and I was going with my family, and I'm floating on an inner tube down the river, and all of a sudden, I did not know this, there's a whole tree in the river, and I am going into the branches of it, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is, so sometimes you have to be careful of what's underneath.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because the current can bring you into dangerous places.
Yeah.
If the current had been going any faster, I could have had some real injury, I think. But fortunately, Spirit was with me and I was okay. But it's the same thing with the iceberg. You only see the top of the iceberg. What's underneath is so much bigger. And so don't pass it by. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah. And I love that, with that thought, when we're co-creating with our helpers, and again, if you don't know who your helpers are, it's okay. Just call them your helpers and talk to them, and just say, please help guide me, to where it is that I need to be. Just so you don't run into those. If we do run into those things, maybe just to the side, with grace and ease, because I've been where Spirit takes me to places and I end up in the ER. I always say, with grace and ease.
What was the message? And that's the other thing. Whatever it is that's happening, is you have to take a look at the message. There's something you need to see. There's something, very important.
Yeah. Cheryl says there's a family who went up on the river in the Yukon, and they filmed the whole trip. The Jim Bard story. You could look them up. What a wild ride. That's so
JJ
cool.
doesn't know if she wants to do that ride, but maybe her husband.
I'm making my peace. I'm making my
Okay.
peace of knowing that I'm not in control of the raft because I don't have a paddle, and
Right.
just really trusting. I found out when my husband takes us down on the raft, I've found out that my husband kayaks these rivers all the time, and he knows the rivers.
Okay.
So he knows what's coming up, and we have a map of what's coming up. But I did find that if I sat behind him, instead of sitting in the front, that I felt way more comfortable sitting in the back and just enjoying the ride instead of
Yeah.
being like
Yeah.
overstimulated with what's
Yep.
kind of like what's up
Yeah.
ahead. And I
Right.
love that metaphor with spirit, like in this current, like I feel like
Letting
sometimes
go. That's
I can
right.
be
You have
behind
no
my
control.
helpers. Yeah.
You had no control of the current. You had no
Yeah.
control of the driver, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you trusted, and I love that. I love
Yeah.
that, and that's hard for a lot of people to give over to, even though
Yeah.
we don't really have that much control. We think we do, but we really don't.
Yeah. Hi, Taro, your way. Welcome.
Hi, Thomas. Yeah.
Well, that is bringing us right to the beginning.
The new
The end
1-1.
and the beginning.
And it's a new moon. It's a new moon today, which is another beginning.
Oh my
So
gosh. Oh,
yes.
that is so cool. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
thank you
Yeah.
guys for sharing what it is that you're looking for through this portal. And are you looking for anything, Aley? I don't know if you shared.
Oh, I said I'm looking for retirement, but
Oh yeah,
at
retirement.
this point, I just like my internet at home back because I miss my tree.
Yeah, that would be nice. Let's
That
all
would be
hold
nice.
space for Aley that
Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah.
It just shows I don't have control. So there's
Yeah.
nothing I can hold on to. I just have to find another way. And I think that's why I had to do this. It was me having to find another way easier. So there you go.
Yeah, Tom Moore, who is on people's channels, Linda
Hmm.
G's and Freebird Spirit and maybe more, he talks about the most benevolent outcomes,
Hmm.
where we can
Yeah.
put that out.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how to say one, like make it up for ourselves. I know I always see the ones he puts out there, so I'm gonna have to practice at that. Like, what would you say for the most benevolent outcome for your internet? How would you word that?
Well, I always say this is something better now manifests for me in totally acceptable ways for the highest good of all concerned. That was
Okay.
one I've learned many years ago. And because there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a reason that it had to go down for some other reason that I'll never know. So
Yeah. Actually there was, speaking of the things and how spirit helps us, there was just an avalanche that occurred when the ski area opened in Tahoe at Palisades. It happened yesterday. It was like 9 in the morning. They had opened. It was the first time this one area had been available, and the ski patrol had been bombing it and whatnot to help with the avalanches not happen. And so there was an avalanche.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but this one person that they were interviewing, they were on the ski lift, and the bus they were taking to get there was 5 minutes late. That's all it took, to be 5 minutes late, and they were on the ski lift,
Yes.
witnessing it, but not being in
Not
it.
in it. That's correct.
So,
Those are those small miracles you have to say,
yeah,
wow. Yeah.
yeah.
I had a friend who was late to an air flight on 9/11/01. He
Oh,
was
wow.
late out of Boston going to New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah. And those times I was like a young mom. I was like so frustrated. Just get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. And then we're driving
We
down, and
always
it's like,
do that, honey. We
yeah,
always do it.
and it's like, oh, there was an accident
Right.
that already happened. So I
Yes.
was like, thank you,
Thank
children.
you, kids. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I know. Oh, wow.
Yeah, but holding everybody in our heart spaces, it's not easy. being here, living this life and human nature and whatnot. But I'm so glad to know you guys and be in this beautiful current of oneness with you. And
Beautiful.
yeah. Do you have anything coming up, Aley? I know you're busy. What's going on with you?
Well, 2:30, I have my medium show with Terry Suzuki and Jenny. And then 5 o'clock, I'm on with Kim Copeland and the gals, and we do angel readings every other Thursday night. So yeah, come by and get an angel reading.
Yeah, and that's Central, right? Central time?
That would be Pacific. Yeah.
Oh, Pacific. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming here, co-creating with us. And maybe we'll see you guys over on Aley's channel.
Or on 222.
Oh yeah, on 22. Aley says we'll be in the two-ness instead of the oneness.
Yes.
Hopefully it's not the terrible twos, but
hope not.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, have a great day, everybody. I'm going to try to push the right button.
Okay.
Okay. See you later.